How's everybody out in YouTube land tonight? Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Whoop whoop! New year, new decade.
Oh, mercy sakes! Here we go. Another night for Mind Equals Blown. First one of the year. We've not been doing this for a whole year. You know that?
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
People have been putting up with our shenanigans for a whole year here on the tuber.
Well, I can't believe it. When we're still standing, something must have went horribly wrong. I followed your advice on your Heifer Haven.
Well, you better.
So at 11:59, I lifted my left foot, and then when it rolled over the new year, I started off on the right foot.
That's right. That's how you do it. You start off on the right foot.
I was driving while I was listening to Heifer Haven, and you told that punchline. I was like, oh no, hold on to the steering wheel. Okay.
Well, I used to teach dog obedience. So, and here's how this relates. When you are teaching a dog to heel, you have your dog on your left side. If you want the dog to go with you, you start off on the left foot. Okay. If you want the dog to stay there, you start off on the right foot. And the dog learns this. After repetition, the dog learns whichever foot leaves the ground, it's supposed to stay, either stay or go with you. So if you start off on the right foot, that leaves things behind.
Got it.
There you go. We're leaving 2019 behind us in the rear view.
Eyes forward, baby.
That's right. Onward and upward.
Woohoo.
New year. Whole new bunch of problems.
New decade.
That's right. We're going to start off now. First, I'll tell you what I'm going to talk about here for a little bit is what is what's the teens going to be known for? I mean, you look back on decades, you got the 90s known for this and the 80s for that and 70s. You think on that a minute while I talk to these folks here in the chat because I want to recognize people. We got Annabelle Workshop in the house. We got, let's say, Harmel Media is in the house. Him and I Customs is in the house. Good to have you with us. Invite everybody. Hit that thumb. Like this thing, whether you do or not.
Drop a like. It's free.
Yep. And invite your friends. Get everybody in here. You never know what we're liable to come up with. Mr. Doughboy 356 in the house. Good to have you with us. Happy New Year to all y'all. And I hope that the year has been treating you kind. The year has so far 2 days. It ain't been too bad. 2 days. All right, but 2019 went out with a bang for me. My laptop went belly up, and that was a whole experience, that nightmare thing you don't even want to know.
Six Hand Spice just showed up. Hello, welcome. Glad
to have you in the house. Yeah, invite all your friends. Get everybody over here. We'll have a Happy New Year party tonight. But, for those of you, if there's anybody here or listening or lurking or whatever that don't know me, I don't know where the hell my list is, but I'm every place on the internet as BrendaG's Designs. I'm here on YouTube, BrendaG's Designs. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Etsy. I'm on Makers Media Network. Lord, I don't even know. I'm on BitChute. I'm on Twitch. Every place you look for BrendaG's Designs, that's where you're going to find me. So, just be alert if you're looking for me. And you can always get a hold of me through Messenger, through email, through Twitter, through Instagram. If you got any, no, Harmel Media, no. And
here we redacted it. Automatically held for review by BrendaG.
That's right. Lord, no. Now, years ago, maybe, but no.
Simply Wooden Creations is here. Hi, Russ.
Hey, Russ, good to see you.
You had some computer problems, you were saying.
Matt and I are also over on Simply Wooden Creations on Saturday night because he does a live stream of the panel, and we go over there and cut up and give him a hard time. And
oh, Him and I Customs says, I'm joining Matt in the multiple channels this year. Yes, I have many channels.
Yes, he does. He's trying to rule YouTube's what he's trying to do.
I'm going to cover all markets.
I think he's got a thing for Susan is what it is.
Wojcicki. I'm just trying to get her to notice me. She friend zoned me. Can't get out of the friend zone.
And I will make this announcement now. On Sunday night, I will be doing a live stream here on my channel. It's pre-programmed in, so you can go to my channel there and hit the reminder button. I'm going to be doing a live stream with CJ the Traveling Man. We're going to talk about his travels and things he likes and he don't like, and things he's seen and things he wished he hadn't seen. And you never know once we get started what we're liable to talk about. But yeah, CJ requested to be on the channel and talk about his channel. And, you know, if you all want to be on the channel, you want me to do a live stream with you, just let me know. You know, we'll schedule it in when it's convenient for both of us, and we'll do something. Who knows? You know, keep in mind, you get on here with me, you never know what's going to happen.
Don't I know it?
Matt can attest to that. You never know what's liable to happen. You get on here.
I dropped your link and told people to choose a set reminder, but then come right back. Don't stay there. You know.
Thank you very much. Yes, you know, we're liable to talk about most anything. And then CJ and I might do some collabing. He's down in southern Indiana, and I'm up here in east central Indiana. So we may come springtime get together and do some collabing.
Nice. But, so we have a happy new year to us both from Adventures of, what is that, Xena?
Yes, Adventures of Xena's in the house. Good to have you with us this evening.
Hello, hello. Glad to have you here. Happy New Year.
Great to have everybody strolling in. You invite your friends. Post this thing every place. Post it on the bathroom wall up at the truck stop.
Anna B was joking. She says she follows you everywhere, and it's annoying. But she said, "Just kidding," with a little heart. It's true. You must go through like a 15-minute blast of just post. As
a matter of fact, that is exactly right because I timed it tonight.
Wow.
It took me 15 minutes to go every place, and I'm a quick clicker, so you know there was a lot of posting going on. But yeah, I posted every place.
Carry on, Jeff and John just showed up.
Hey, good to see you guys. What you cooking today? Tell us what's on the griddle today.
My.
What's on the menu? Man, they do some good cooking over there on Carry On Jeff and John's channel.
Nice.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you.
I didn't tell people where they can find me. I'm on Awesome Wood Things, and I also do a live show 7 p.m. on Mondays on a different channel called All Things YouTube. Not surprisingly, I talk about all things YouTube.
Yep.
Good show. 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday.
That's where you'll be finding us. You know, and we may pop up just any place. You never know what's liable to happen. You know, somebody just impromptu says, "Hey, you available? You know, come up here on this panel," or "Hey, can you do a live stream with me?" You know, we may just pop it up impromptu. You never know. You hit the bell.
And it's good for your channel growth too. When you have people on your channel that aren't typically on, that's good. And when you're on other people's channels, that's typically good. Oh, Adventures in Xena said she shared the show. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
we like that. Yep.
Yeah. Hit that share button and share it out every place. Jeff and John said that they did turkey curry with paprika and chili spiced pork on Sunday night.
Yeah, chili sliced pork. Nice. Yummy.
At Tuesday night, I did pork loin roast with sauerkraut. That's my thing for New Year's.
Well, we did pork and sauerkraut on the first, you know.
I've still got part of that pork loin. I'm going to do pulled pork with the rest of that. And make me some pulled pork sandwiches.
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah, he says potatoes, that is. Cool.
Awesome.
Cool. That sounds like some good eating to me. Lord. I'm going to have to get back on that diet pretty soon. But I'm trying to get, you know, everything cleaned out of the refrigerator. And so there's no temptation sitting here looking at me.
The reason I sort of reared back is because after my surgery, I had some mobility issues, and I put on a little bit of weight, and then I looked at one of my incisions, and it sort of popped open. I think it's because the belly's getting bigger. I got some of those medical strips that kind of cinch it back together. So maybe my home remedy
in there, butterfly that thing back together. You're going to be spilling out all over.
Well, I've been trying to take it easy in the wood shop, but I did build. When I build something, it's usually something small, something like that, something you could hold in your hand. But I built this massive 60-inch table, and I'm lugging around all this lumber, and I'm like putting all this stress while I was trying to make putting it. It probably said, "I've had enough," and it said, "Boom."
Yep. Don't
Okay.
overdo yourself now. You got to get healed up.
I
And you don't
know.
got to heal as fast as you used to.
But I've
getting
got
a little older now.
awesome projects to make. It sucks not being able to
Well,
really go at it.
See, I do too. I've got this whole list of stuff that I need to do. It goes probably back to 2014. I'll do it when I get time to do it, when I get around to it. It's just, it'll be there. If I thought that I could get all of it done so there wouldn't be nothing left for you to do when I die, I'd be right on it. But there's still going to be plenty for you to do.
I finally told my one friend, because he would always say, well, when you get a free moment, I'm like, you got to stop saying that. I'm like, I never have a free moment. I've got 10 things on the list. I'll get 6 of them done, but then 5 more will come on the list, and then I'll clear off half of those, and then I'll get 12 more. I mean, I will never have a free. We have to plan. Put it on the calendar.
They say that the way to success, here's the road to success, from what I've been told throughout my life. Do the most productive thing at any given moment.
Yeah.
So you got this whole list of stuff to do. You got to look at this list and say, what's the most productive thing that I can do? Now, there's going to be times when you have to preempt that, because there's going to be things crop up that it might not be the most productive thing to do, but it's got to be done.
Yeah. If
Going to the bathroom comes to mind.
If the list contains few things, but they're big things, that's good. If it's bogged down with minutia, you're not doing it right. You don't need to say, do the laundry. That's just, everyday stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I try now. Yeah, I've slacked on this over the years, but for probably the last 40 years, I've had this list of things. When you get up in the morning, this is the stuff that you need to do, that you need to get done, and then adapt that accordingly. You don't have to do the laundry every day. There's some things you can kind of skip over and say, okay, I don't need to do that today, but maybe I need to dust today and run the vacuum cleaner, or maybe I need to, get to the grocery store. But you have this list that you kind of go by and say, okay, these are the things that I need to get done today and get this over with. And then when those things are done, then you have your project stuff. Then you go say, okay, what's the most important project that I need to be working on today? Or what is the project that I have the stuff here that I can get done if I work on it today?
That's the way to do it. And removing distractions is a boost to that process.
Yeah. And I got a problem with that. Turn off the computer.
Oh my gosh. There's just so much YouTube out there. So much good stuff.
Yeah. And then people will distract you. People crop up and they've got an issue and they think that you can help them with it. And so, it's like, hey, I got this thing and I'm wondering, do you have a few minutes that you can help me through, whatever thing it is that I'm having a problem with, so then you get stuck on that, and you might be stuck on that for half hour or an hour or whatever. And then you go back and you look at your list and you're like, well, I was going to do this. Now I ain't got time to get it done. But helping people kind of comes into play if you can help. If you can't help, you need to just tell them, look, I appreciate that you thought of me, but guess what? I'm not the answer to this one. And, move on. Don't waste their time if you don't think you can help them. But yeah.
I feel you. I try and be helpful as much as possible, but you got to keep the big picture in mind and not let it get out of hand, and, make sure the help is being received properly. Like, you just can't do something for someone just because they don't want to do it. You've got to be helpful. So Adventures in Zeno says, yes, many unfinished projects. Yep. We get it.
Yep.
We get it.
This is I crochet. It happens to me a lot. So many unfinished projects. I have a whole shelf full of unfinished projects that have probably been sitting there 3 or 4 years.
My list is slow. I mean, with the woodworking community in particular, they'll say, okay, this month we're doing a challenge. You have a month to get it done. I'm like, I need to plan like 3 months out. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Or at least start advertising it. Say, okay, we're going to do the palette challenge, but it's going to be 3 months from now. Oh, okay.
Well, that's why I got to work on the Maker's Rock album back several months ago. Yeah. Because I didn't want to be last minute trying to figure out how to do this thing. You know,
I've never March every year.
Never participated in it before, and I didn't want to get stuck. I'm like, okay, well, as a matter of fact, it was like March last year when you all finished up on your projects that I was looking, for the album that I wanted to do for Maker's Rock. You might want to explain to people that don't know, that's in the chat. Let's say Man Lee, I think is how that's pronounced. If not, I'm sorry, but I'm glad to have you in the chat.
Hello.
Thank you for dropping in. But yeah, Matt, you might want to explain to everybody who doesn't know what Maker's Rock is.
Sure. I can share my screen if you want to do that. But there's a website, makersrock.com. And what we do is it's a challenge type of thing where everyone makes a album cover, a vinyl album cover about 1 foot by 1 foot square, not the little cassettes or not the CD-ROMs, but the vinyl. And you make it out of any material you want. And we all publish on the same day. And then 2 weeks before, we do a little teaser video, and we all publish a little teaser video. So the whole point is, 1, you get to build something awesome. 2, you get to promote other people in the Maker's Rock collaboration that year, and they promote you. So it's a way to get more eyeballs because, your audience is only so big, but everyone else's audience contains unique people, and it's just a way to just flood YouTube on one day in March. Let me see when the day is. We've got here we go. March 10 is the published date of 2020. And you want to sign up, click the sign up link right here, and it just takes you to a Google form. You tell us who you are and what your channel is, and put what album you're going to make. And it's called Maker's Rock, so we won't rock and roll, but I mean it's pretty loose. It's fun. It's something fun to do. Oh, and here's the twist. When you're done, you pick a winner and you give away what you made. And then that sort of keeps the hype going because 1, you'll get more eyeballs because people will want to win what you've created. And it's sort of the opposite. Instead of you winning something, it's a you give it away. That's sort of like a unique spin on it. So that's Maker's Rock. Anyone can do it, and it's beyond just woodworkers. If you can cobble something together, you're in. We've had soap makers do it. We've had crafters do it. We've had woodworkers do it. We've had metal workers do it. We've had people with CNC machines do it, carving machines, like vinyl cutting machines, you name it. A lot of fun. Maker's Rock. Makersrock.com.
You can get over to makersrock.com and sign up if you'd like to participate. I'm participating. It's best if they keep it a secret to the public what they're doing until the reveal day.
Yes. Well, you can tell the public what album you're going to make, but you don't tease any behind the scenes stuff until publish day.
Okay.
On the 12th. Which this year that's Thursday in March.
Have you decided what you're going to do yours on yet?
I think it's going to be Judas Priest's album. I haven't figured out which one it is yet because I want to use my new CNC machine to help create it. And I'm building my CNC machine. Let me see. I'll get the album name here because I think I know what I want to do. It is Screaming for Vengeance. I think it's going to be that one. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. I'll share my screen again if you want to hop that on.
Portal Woodworks and Harmel Media came in the house. Good to have both of you with us this evening. Thanks for coming.
Harneal with it, Neil.
Oh, well, I speak redneck.
Yeah, there you go. So this I think is going to be. Well, it's hard to find a big one, isn't there?
Steve didn't know that that's how his name was pronounced in redneck, did he?
Well, you can't. I know it's not as big as I want it to be, but see this artwork. It seems to be layered. You see how it's kind of like built. It's a built-up mechanical machine.
Yeah.
And my idea is, I can cut pieces of wood and layer them up to build those shapes.
In a 3D.
Yes. That's not. It's not going to be 3D printed. It's going to be carved out of many different layers. I think I'm going to do that. And then I also have an interesting story about Judas Priest, because the drummer has the same name as my brother's best friend. And my brother worked as a front desk at a hotel where the band stayed when they played a concert, and he was talking to, and they became really good friends. And then the drummer and Rob Halford and three of the four band members came to my brother's house at 2 a.m. one night, and they partied all night until the sun came up. And my brother didn't call me and invite me over because he thought it was too late. I'm like, you were partying with Judas Priest in your house and you didn't invite me over? That was 30 years ago. I'm like, I never let him live it down. Anyway. But
well, he just didn't want the riffraff showing up. That's all there was to it.
Well, who knows what they were doing? Maybe I because Rob is not straight. So I don't know what was going on behind closed doors, but I was sure as hell would have loved to party with most of the band Judas Priest. And this was back in like the 90s when they were like on fire. Anyway.
Well, I'm doing Blues Brothers is what I'm doing for it. So
yeah. Well, the bar owner that when I was out of high school, 25 years old, he would him and his other friend did a Blues Brother like concert. They dressed up as the Blues Brothers and they were singing. It was cool. With the dark glasses and the hat and the dark suit with the white shirt and the black tie. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, gotta love the Blues Brothers. I don't know of anybody that doesn't love the Blues Brothers.
That was John Belushi, right?
Yeah, that was John.
Not Bill, but John. Yeah.
Well, his brothers Jim. There was John and Jim. Jim had a show called The World According to Jim. It was a sitcom. And Dan Aykroyd was the one that played the other Blues Brother. Dan
Aykroyd is an amazing individual. Have you ever seen him on an interview?
Yeah.
He is so intelligent, so passionate, and so he's knowledgeable about so many subjects. It's like he just sucks up knowledge. He's crazy. And his Crystal Head vodka, he talks about that. And he's a lot of these celebrities, like, the George Foreman grill, like, they just said, George, sign this contract and we'll mail you checks. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'm in. Not Dan Aykroyd. He like owns it. Like, he's not just the celebrity promoter. Like, he knows the product inside and out, knows the manufacturing inside out, knows the distribution, knows the market, the price, the breakdown.
Yeah. He's smart enough to not burn himself up. Is what he was.
I would love to meet Dan Aykroyd just to be introduced to him and just have a conversation if he would talk to me. I mean,
my mind is drawing a blank right now. What was the name of the guy that played Groundhog Day?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. I couldn't think of his name. He's
the great and powerful Bill Murray. Yeah.
Amazing actor. Smart enough not to burn himself up.
It's in the hole. It's in the hole. He's busting up the flowers.
Now, when they are in these movies and stuff, that there's writers, that they are performing what writers have put out there, but they perform it in such a way that it is entertaining, that people enjoy watching it. and he gets them more jobs down the line. You know, he brings to that role something that nobody else
Oh
could
yes,
do.
yes. There, without a doubt, Bill Murray he is a beloved
Yeah.
actor, and he does have some dramatic roles too. He's not all slapstick, but yeah, he's. Oh, we got a more cowbell request
Yep.
from Portal. You didn't give me that time.
Ringing in the new year with more cowbell. Heck yeah.
Did we solicit mind equals blown questions? We want to talk about that?
Well, we didn't solicit it, but anybody that's been here before knows what we do here. And if there's anybody new, what you do here is if you have any interesting facts, hopefully true facts, that will blow our minds, put them out there in the chat. And if it blows our mind, we will give you free cowbell rings and free virtual tacos. They are not worth anything, but they are a lot of fun. So, you know, like an interesting fact, I'll give you one just to show you what we got here. Let's see. The microwave was invented after a researcher walked by a radar tube and the chocolate bar in his pocket melted.
That's nuts.
Who would have thought that? Well, my phone's going crazy over here. I don't know what's going on.
What's going on?
Do you hear that?
I hear it. I hear it.
Somebody's done lost their mind and plinking the dickens out of me.
I have a mind equals blown item. I'll share on the screen here.
All right.
Look at this image. Not that image. Oh man, I wish this was larger. Let me see. One minute. What if you can kind of see this image, the big one, like what's wrong with that image? Do you notice anything wrong with it?
Well, I don't know enough about space stuff to really tell you.
Here, let me show you. Once I tell you, you're gonna freak out. There we
like
go.
A go-kart or something.
This was supposedly a picture from the moon. There's no tire tracks on either side.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
They forgot to put the tire tracks in there.
I saw a picture the other day that said that the tracks on the moon, the footprints, do not match the bottoms of the shoes of Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
It showed the bottom of his moon boots, and they were a totally different pattern than what it shows the pattern of the.
Oh, Irish Whiskey Paranormal's back. Hello.
He wants to know who took those pics.
Well, here's the conventional wisdom. We did go to the moon. There were men on them. Those missions were real, but the contingency plan was if anything on the live feed was not meant for public consumption, they would switch over to the sound studio that the NSA controlled, because the NSA just became a thing when we were going to the moon. And that image I showed was one of the NSA in the sound studio. So anyway, if you believe in those types of things, that's what the explanation was.
Well, Frankie CNC just came in, so we'll say hey to Frankie. And then we got some comments out there. Steve says that's because the tracks were for over boots that were left on the moon. And Irish Whiskey Paranormal says you will not see the real moon pics.
However, if you go to the People's Army, which is a China, that's what the Chinese call their army. It's the People's Army. I have a website, and on the website, they're publishing every video they take on the moon. Every single one. Nothing's redacted. The world governments are freaking out. They're like, you can't do that. You have to hide certain stuff that people aren't supposed to see. Everything's out there.
Then David at Porter Woodwork says, it's a fact that I have been in the motel business for 20 years. Thought I had seen it all until last week when a guest stole the toilet seat.
Oh, no.
They needed a new picture frame on the wall. It's 2020.
How much are toilet seats? Like $20? Armstrong was the pilot, says Porter Woodworks. Yes, Armstrong landed the lander on the moon. It really did happen. But when the freaky stuff started happening, they cut over to the sound studio, and that was the picture on the sound studio.
Okay, what he's doing is he's correcting me because I said Armstrong's boots. Well, whoever walked on the moon. All right, I was a little kid when that happened. Buzz Aldrin is the one that walked on the moon. All right. Diana, artfully yours with Diana, says, hello, Brenda G, Matt Haas. Fact, statistically, you are 3 more times likely to die traveling to or from work than you are if you were to be shipped out to war these days.
Yeah, the draft is statistically more and more unlikely because that's just not how warfare is done mostly. It's all drones and, now they do have special forces, but that's someone who's highly trained. To draft the general population, it just seems, now it could happen, but it just seems very unlikely.
Well, they've shown video and pictures and stuff of how a lot of this is done remotely with a drone. Guys are sitting in an office someplace in front of a computer screen with like a game controller.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies out that have that story arc, drone pilots, and some are getting self-conscious about what they're doing because they're taking out bad guys. Mark Lindsay CNC is here.
Hey, Mark, good to see you. Glad you're in the house. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. I'm going to say Happy New Year too.
He says, draft, close the window, problem solved. Yeah, well, that's not the draft we're talking about. Mark was impressed at the table I built. I built a big table, and he said he liked it on the interwebs.
I'll tell you something that I think is kind of mind-blowing.
Nobody's
hit that Powerball, and that Powerball's up to $237 million on Saturday night. I got my tickets.
After the government takes more than half, you'll probably have 100 million. Only 100 million.
Yep. I've been reading up on that today, and that's about what they said. But the articles made it sound like, well, why even bother to play? You're only going to wind up with a measly $100 million. I'll take it. Lord have mercy, I'll take it. I've won the last two Powerballs. I have won. Now the first one I only won $8, but this last one I won 14. It's headed the right direction.
That's what you doubled. You doubled it. You double it a few more times, you'll be a millionaire.
Right. So it's going the right direction. I'll take it.
Talking about the draft, Mark says he's 59. They're not drafting him. He did his time in the Army. Irish Whiskey Paranormal says they're getting a little picky than just drafting people. I know the Army was mad that the recruits were all breaking their bones. And so they went to the high schools, and there's like, you have to have the kids do physical activity because when they get in basic training, they're all getting injured because they're too weak and scrawny. I was on the school board when that order came down. Like, oh, my. Yeah, they've been picky since the 70s.
Yeah, I remember the 70s and the draft and, the fellas going off to war. Some of them quitting high school to go in, and yeah.
Oh, here we have an interesting fact that's sort of on topic. Russia has more surface area than Pluto, says Artfully Yours with Diana. Isn't that crazy?
Huh. They want to say that Pluto is not a planet now. And I grew up, you probably grew up with it, for all of our lives up until just a few years ago. It was a planet.
Yeah. I mean, that's a trivial thing. Really, the word planet was invented to describe some stars that don't move with the star background. They do their own little loop-de-loops and things like that. Mm-hmm. That's all a planet was, is that right there. And then I guess they needed a more technical definition. Like a planet has to be spherical. It's got to be able to move stuff out of its way because it has to command enough gravity. And there's a couple more conditions that they said technically makes a planet, and Pluto didn't meet those criteria, but whatever.
I think that's kind of OCD, don't you?
There is a ninth planet out there, a big planet, a planet that's like multiple times the size of Earth, and it's a rocky planet, and it makes one revolution every 50,000 years. They assume it's out there because as they're looking at the bodies, the planets that are out there, they're noticing little inconsistencies, and they're like, there must be something else out there pulling on it, because that's how they found Uranus. I know it's a funny word, but whatever one's farther, it's Neptune's closer, and the one that's out there farther away, they figured it out. They figured out something must be there by looking at other planets. Anyway,
I'm reading what they're putting in the chat. It says Pluto is a planet. It just got booted because it refused to be politically correct.
Yeah.
Fact, the word planet comes from the ancient Greek word planin, meaning wanderer.
Wanderer. That's right. Because if you look at Mars doesn't travel as the stars spin around, and it does like a loop-de-loop. It's just because of the way you're seeing it from Earth, and Earth is on a faster rotation around it looks like it backs up. And now this is, of course, over several days.
I think about all of them do that. They call it retrograde.
Yeah.
It goes into retrograde. That's why they say, Mercury goes into retrograde. That's when you have all kinds of technical issues with your appliances and your computers and phones and, automobiles. You can have all kinds of.
That's from solar flares,
Well,
not from the planet. The planet can't do that.
Well, they blame Mercury if it's in retrograde.
That's an old wives' tale, but that's.
But it can happen anytime. Believe me, it can happen anytime. Mercury's not in retrograde, and by George, Sunday night I had a major snafu with the laptop.
Mark's cracking jokes. Retrograde equals being held back a year in school. Retrograde. Yeah.
But yeah, if I hit that lottery, man, I tell you what, there'd be some fun. You said you had some sort of a laundry list.
Well, yeah, because you always ask people like, "What are you gonna do if you get $100 million?" And people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy a motorcycle and buy a boat and buy two mansions."
I'm going to Disneyland.
Yeah. Nope. If you come into a crap ton of money, especially through a lottery, here's what you do. You take you don't tell anyone, take the winning lottery ticket, go to a bank, rent a box, lock box at the bank, and you put it in there. You don't tell it, put it in a plastic bag and put that in there. Don't tell anyone.
You should sign the back of it. That's the first thing you do. You sign the back and you put your address on it.
No, that's not what you do.
Well, that's what I was told. You sign. You make sure you put your name on that ticket, because if you don't
do that. You don't tell anyone.
Can grab it.
You put it in the safety deposit box. Then you stroll into a major metropolitan city and you go to a wealth management lawyer. You look them up in the however you need to look at, but you don't go to lawyer or Uncle Bob, who does liability, insurance law. No, you go to someone whose job it is to work with extremely wealthy people, and then they'll set up a trust. And as the trust, and you're anonymous from the trust, only your lawyer knows you're in the trust, and then the trust cashes the ticket. So there's no giving you a check. You're not in the public. And then what you do is you say, take 20% of your winnings and you put that aside, and you get 10 or 15 family members, and you make little tiny trusts for them. And you can even stipulate, this is for your house, this is for your kids' college, stuff like that. And then you announce it to your family. You get a bodyguard. That's important too, because once people know, they're going to come after you. And then you give it out to your family, and then that's it. No family member can ask you for more. No one could say, "Oh, I want to start my artisanal tea business. Give me 20 grand." Because if you do that, then the other uncle is going to come to you. Well, you did it for the aunt over there. So It's just clean. And that's how you do it. You stay out of the public eye. No one knows it's you except, when you tell your family. And then the gifts go out to your family once. They can't come back to you again. And then after all that's done, you take 20, 30 grand and you go and you party it up and you buy the things you want to buy and stuff like that. But
20, 30 grand.
Well, whatever. You take, then you buy what you want to buy. But you can even set yourself up with payments from the trust and just live off the interest. Just live off the interest. Or, but what you don't want to do is you could burn through it quickly. I mean,
yeah, you said 20 or 30 grand. I'm thinking, okay, that's the first hour. If I've got $100 million,
I'm just thinking if you want to buy a Harley Davidson or something like that, you can get a few big ticket items, but you do it after you've set all that stuff up, and you never announce it. You never, because Well,
I was told though in the very beginning, you sign the back of the ticket. You got to have your name on that ticket.
You would sign it with the trust. The lawyer would sign it with the name of the trust, and the trust would go to the state agency that's running the lottery and say, here, this trust won the award, and the award would go to the trust, which you 100% control anonymously to the world. That's how you do it.
Yeah. And I was told that you get a copy. You run it through a copy machine. You get a copy of that lottery ticket, and you lock the original up.
Safety deposit box in the bank. Yep.
And then you can take the copy to the lawyer to prove that you got the money, but you don't take the original until such time as it's going to be awarded.
Porta Woodwork says he knows a friend that's 270 million was the award. They got 110 after everything was done. Mm-hmm. And you always get the lump sum. The lottery would say, oh, we'll break it up into 20 years of payment. Yeah. No, that's like giving them a free loan. You take all of it.
Yeah, I think it's a 30-year annuity is what they recommend. But no,
Never.
Oh, hell no. I ain't going to live that long anyway. Whatever time I've got left, I want to have my fun with my money.
I could spend it. I could spend money. Oh, Evan was the neighbor. The neighbor's daughter, which doesn't live with them, was dating a investment banker. And the guy would come, he would pull up in a Lamborghini. And then the next day he would pull up in a Ferrari. And then the next day he would pull up in a Tesla. I mean, the guy was loaded. And the guy came into Best Buy. My son works at Best Buy. And he got a phone call. And he overheard the phone call. And this was like legit. The guy was like, oh, you need 200,000 for, and he wanted to buy something. Like, I don't know what it was. He was like, all right, I'll wire you the money tomorrow. Was it 210 or was it 220? Okay. 210,000. Okay. I'll have it there. And then he went on to buy like the big screen TV or whatever he was going to buy. And my son was like, can I sit in your car? And he's like, sure. So he opened the car door up, and it's the car door that goes, it doesn't open out. They open up. And I took a picture of it in the Lamborghini. It was I don't think it was a Countach. I don't know. Anyway. People are just there are huge pockets of wealth, and there's a way to do it right.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't go that kind of a route, I mean, people have different things that they enjoy. Some of them are cars, but that's not my thing. I have me a little car that I could tool around in, plus my van, and that would be fine. I want to get some really nice tools.
That would be good. Steven from Harnell Media says he would buy a supercomputer to play with. That'd be fun.
And
tools. Okay. What else?
I would probably do a little bit of traveling, not right away. I'm still, my dogs still have a few years on them. So, I won't go off and leave them, but I'd do a little bit of traveling. First thing I'd do is I'd be moving. I got my house all picked out that I would move to. It's down in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's a 15-room house.
Wow.
It's got a 4-car garage on it, so I figure half of that would be a shop.
Yeah.
and the other half would have my vehicles in it. And then,
Would Fred get his own room?
well, Fred would probably be in my room with, my master bedroom suite.
Gotcha.
And it's got 5 bedrooms in it.
Fred's her bird, by the way.
It's got 6.5 baths in it. It's got 2 kitchens.
You'd have to hire someone to clean all that.
Oh, you know it. I'd hire somebody to scratch my rear end.
Here's the thing. Very wealthy people, they hire a house manager.
Yeah.
Like that's a thing. And then they manage all of the staff.
Yeah.
To deal with keeping up your property and everything.
Yeah.
Patrick Hollett's here and Jim Bashir's just showed up. Hello.
Hey, good to see both of you. Happy New Year to you.
We're talking about what we would do with the Powerball winnings. Was it 200 something million?
$237 million. About 100 million out of it. Once you get done with all the taxes and everything they do. It's got a cement pond in the backyard. And it's got a dock that goes out into the lake that's got a kitchenette in it. And you can go out there, catch your fish, and cook them right there on the dock. It's got like a kitchen on the I don't know, I call it the veranda out the back door. Where
Mark
you can
says, stock that sucker with bass. Well, Dave Hart's here, says, howdy, y'all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Dave.
It's a huge lake down there in Knoxville.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm sure it is full of fish. And, I mean, you could have your jet skis if you wanted them down there. There's all kinds of stuff that you could do.
He's talking the cement pond, Brenda, but I guess the pond's connected to the lake. So
no, the pond is separate from the lake. It's got light features to it. At night it lights up. Nice. And then down closer to the lake is where you have the fire pit. They got a built-in fire pit with chairs around it and stuff. So you can go down there and enjoy the lake at night and roast your marshmallows. Yeah, buddy.
They have a room for me. Can I have a room?
Well, I figured that there'd probably be plenty of people wanting to come to visit, and there'd be room. There'd be room.
Portal Woodworks. That's David Jones says, my friends Robert and Tanya went on a cruise after winning. He got mad at the cruise ship staff because they wouldn't let them fish off the
Yeah, you can't do that on a cruise ship. They wouldn't allow.
What are you fishing for? Porpoise? Isn't that illegal? Only if you get caught.
They'll let another ship hit that ship, though, and tear the dickens out of it is what they'll do. But they won't let you fish off.
I sasaw the repairs of that Carnival cruise ship. It's a one smacked into it. Basically just slapped up aluminum over it.
Yeah. And I've heard people saying things like, oh, well, it wasn't really a whole lot of damage. Well, I wonder what the 7 people that were injured on that cruise ship thought about the damage done to it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a 2-year anniversary in the chat room for YouTube. It was Patrick Hollett. 2 years. Awesome.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations. He's been all hyped up about it today, sis.
Ooh, Artfully Yours with Diana is talking about a TV documentary about a cruise of lottery winners.
Huh. So
I've seen a lot of documentaries about people who win the lottery and then their life becomes horrible afterwards.
Well, going on a cruise is not on my to-do list. I don't like
Cruises
ships.
Are amazing. They're wonderful.
But I don't like ships. See, I don't swim. Now, the dock, I could probably do the dock, because even I figure if that thing fell, there'd be wood and wood floats and I could get to shore. It's close enough to the shore that I'd make it.
No.
But being out in a ship in the middle of the ocean does not.
Ships have communication equipment. They're connected with the whole globe in real time.
So do I. I can scream really loud, but it ain't going to save my butt if the ship goes down.
There's rescue boats all along the deck. You just get in a rescue boat. Those things are unsinkable.
Yeah, but the people in the Titanic was told the same thing, and look what happened to a lot of them.
Well, those boats are made out of wood, and they capsize. These on the cruise ship are modern, made out of plexiglass, and they can't sink. Yeah. Curse, not the cruise. Oh, I read that wrong. Thank you, Diana, for correcting me. Yeah, the curse of lottery winners. I've seen documentaries advertised about how people's lives are ruined. So.
Well, there's some, they don't follow the rules. They don't get that attorney that knows about the lottery. They just go, they run over to the lottery office with the ticket. I won.
Yeah. Oh, well,
and do stupid things. Like that one dude, he had a sack full of money in his car. I forget how, it was under $1 million that he had, but it is in a poke sack in his car.
See,
Who
look,
does that?
Portal says the couple got divorced a couple years later. To Robert and Tanya, who won $270 million. Well, see, that's just it. If you win the lottery, if you bought the ticket, you do everything I said without you don't tell a soul. You don't even tell anyone.
That's right.
Not a single person. Mm-hmm. And then you announce to your wife, if the husband wins it, or you announce to your husband if the wife wins it, guess what? We're set for life. I have this trust. We have this money. I have this money in the trust that I made for myself. And hey,
but see, I don't have that problem.
Wow. And trust can't get bequeathed. They have to. They're separate. They're entities that can't be taken by someone, even upon the death of the person who created it. I mean, it's not like anyway. It's different. That's the way to do it.
Mark Lindsay agrees with me. No cruises for him either.
They're so easy. They're so easy. You don't have to swim. You never touch the ocean. If you touch the ocean,
can you imagine your whole day being ruined like them people down there in Greece a couple years ago?
Oh, cruise ships are safe. What are you talking about?
When the ship tipped over?
Yeah, most people got out. It's fine.
I would not want the nightmare that. Well, as a matter of fact, it would probably kill me.
You don't stay away from a cruise because you think there's going to be a horrible accident.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't. They're very, very safe.
I won't get on one of the. I don't mind flying. I love to fly. I don't mind airplanes, but you ain't getting me on one of them. What do they call them? Hydroplanes.
Oh, that can land on the water?
No, not a hydroplane. What do they call them? It's like a glider, but
little
it has
propeller plane, little Cessna.
Yeah. Well, no, those I don't mind.
The glider, like the engineless one.
Well, you wouldn't get me on one of them either, but I'm talking about the one that has like a go-kart motor on it, and it's a couple wings.
Oh, yeah, it's like a parachute, but it's got a big fan on it, and
Oh, hell no.
The YouTuber just died. He was the King of Random. That King of Random YouTube. Yeah, he was paragliding is what it's called.
Yeah,
And they say it's so safe because you already have a parachute already on you. But he had the GoPro, and the GoPro filmed the whole thing. I won't release the footage, thank God, that no one should see that. But the King and his channel was millions and millions of people. It was very unfortunate. Iron Fire Horse is here. Welcome back.
Good to see you, Iron Fire Horse. Glad you came in. Happy New Year to you.
We're chatting about cruises and winning the Powerball and what we would do with the money.
Dreaming.
If you have interesting facts, let us know.
Hey, I tell you what, it's fun to dream about it. The chances of actually hitting, next to nothing. But somebody hits it.
That's why people do it. Why not me? Is what they say.
There you go.
You're more likely to get hit by lightning 10 times in 1 year than
I think they said that because I was reading on a lot of this stuff today, and it said your chance of winning this jackpot is like 1 in 234 million.
Yeah.
But somebody eventually hits. Sometimes it's more than one. I don't mind, if they divvied it up, that's fine with me.
Divvied up what?
The money. If you and say 5 other people hit it. All right. And you ended up with maybe 15 million.
I buy like 50-50 tickets at ball games. It's like, okay, the winner gets 10 grand. I'm like, well, if $20 gets you more tickets rather than just spending $10, I'm like, you want to give $10 and we'll split it? And then you get more chances to win. So yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. But, if I hit and some other people hit, I don't care. That's fine with me. We'll divvy it all up. There's plenty of money for everybody. So, people, even if you hit and other people hit and you don't get the whole so what? It's more than you started out with. How greedy can you be?
So if you don't get all, so I see what you're saying. So if another random person wins when you win,
Yeah,
you would get half of the 230 million.
right. Or if several people hit, because there'll be a lot of people playing with it getting that big. So as long as I get a cut.
That's right. Someone new just jumped in here. What's up in pro wrestling host, Mr. Cool?
Hey, Mr. Cool, good to see you. Haven't seen you in quite a while. Glad you're in the house.
What's Iron Firehorse saying? Says Happy New Year. That's good. Then the next comment is I had a freak paralyzing accident. So
Parasailing
okay.
accident. Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. And he'd be good with sharing the money. Yeah.
Share.
Hey, I want to interject here again because a bunch of people came in on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be doing a live stream. Can't even talk tonight. A live stream with CJ the Traveling Man. He's another YouTuber. I don't know what all we'll talk about. We'll talk about his travels, things that he likes that he's seen, things that he doesn't like that he's seen, places he'd like to go that he ain't been. We'll talk about his channel, and who knows what kind of foolishness we'll get into. So I hope everybody that's available Sunday night will come and join us. It is set up on my channel right now, so all you got to do is go over there and click the reminder button and come join us and have some fun with us on Sunday evening. And if there's other people out there, I was thinking, Mr. Cool, if you want me to do a live with you sometime, we've done lives together before. Let me know. We'll set it up and promote your channel a little bit, talk about what you're up to and all, and catch up because I haven't caught up with you in quite a while. And anybody else that wants to do that, I'm approachable. Just let me know, if you think you can put up with me for an hour or so. Matt seems to get by with it. It tests his patience, but yes, he seems to
keep coming back, folks. What does that say about glutton for punishment? No. I look forward to this. This is a good time every week.
You never know what I'm going to come up with, what I'm going to be up to. Nobody does.
We change the subject, and some of the subjects get a little crazy. It's like, squirrels. We get distracted.
Oh,
never a dull moment.
Yep.
Never a dull moment.
There's always something going on somewhere along the line. Let's see. Jim Bashir says, my wife and I were having problems and we're going to split up. I told her I won the lotto and we could split it and part ways. She said, fine. I gave her the $15 for my 30 winnings and all was good. Yeah, there used to be a fella who lived with me that played the lottery all the time. And I told him, I said, now look, I ain't stupid. I know if you ever hit that lottery, you will be so gone. I won't even be able to see your heels as you go out of here. And he'd just sit there and laugh. I knew that was the truth, that yeah.
I got one of these. This is the special raffle.
Yeah.
Where they're giving away 100,000 and also 800,000 in other prizes. It's just what is it? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, an 8-digit number, and they're only drawing. They draw like 200 winners, and cool. The whole point is the odds of winning that are so much greater than Powerball and some of these other things because it's literally 1 in 300,000. That you would win.
Yeah.
And that's good odds when you're playing the lottery. Yeah. And the top draw is $100,000. And it's they're $20 a number. And then my dad gives those to us for Christmas.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm like, hey, if this wins, I'm bringing all the family to Las Vegas. We're going to stay in the Bellagio, and we're going to stay Fountainside Bellagio rooms. Very expensive suites watching the fountain show in the Bellagio.
Yeah.
It's like, woohoo!
Now, I was involved with a family, oh gosh, this has been about 10 years ago, that had some teenagers. Now, when I say teenagers, I'm talking about 18, 19, 20, because I'm old. So, that's teenage. They were old enough to play. So what I did is I got them all some lottery tickets, scratch-offs for Christmas that year. I got them each 10 scratch off lottery tickets. I figured, okay, that's not going to keep them busy long. But if they happen to win a few bucks on it, that they'll enjoy the experience and, just having a little bit of fun. And, they had like minimum wage jobs. So I knew, they couldn't afford to buy much in the way of lottery tickets and stuff. That'd be a real luxury for them. But yeah, it's something fun to give the kids. You wouldn't, spending a whole boatload of money, but, something that they could entertain themselves with for a little bit.
Yep, Evan gets a fistful of scratchers, and he'll scratch them all off, and then he'll take the winnings, and he'll get the free cards, because a lot of times you win free cards, and then cash them in, and then he'll have spending money. It's usually enough to buy lunch a couple days and stuff like that. But yeah,
every once in a while I'll turn on some of the YouTube channels that are doing scratchers. I watched one yesterday where the fellow went to one of those lottery scratch machines that have all the lottery cards in them. And he bought one of every card that was in the machine.
Oh, jeez.
It was $243. And then he brought them back, and him and his wife scratched them off. And they won, I think it was $130 or $140. So they were down $100.
Wow.
On getting one of every ticket in the
I
machine.
hear the odds are real horrible on those. Hey, Artful Years with Diana says she got married and stayed there, Fountainside, Bellagio. How about it?
Wow.
How about it?
Good for you.
I too. This is something I don't tell a lot of people. I got married in Las Vegas. It was not, I did not elope. We took 17 friends and family with us. It was a proper wedding, but it was in Las Vegas.
It was a drive-through, and he's married by Elvis.
They did have a drive-through wedding. They literally had the drive-through. It was a little white wedding chapel in Las Vegas, and Michael Jordan got married there. We got married the same place Michael Jordan got married, but we did not do the drive-through. But we did get married, and it was by a minister. It wasn't by an Elvis. We could have got married by Elvis, but we didn't. That's cool. Artful Years with Diana. That's amazing. Yeah.
I want to start a drive-through funeral parlor called Grandpa in the Box. And I'm going to start a drive-through restaurant, Italian restaurant, and it's going to be called Spaghetti in a Sack.
All right, I don't quite get that one, but there you go.
You ever had spaghetti in a sack?
It would bleed right through the paper bag. But Artful Years got married at Graceland Chapel, but not by Elvis. There you go. Look at that. That's amazing. Oh, and Jim Bashir is an ordained minister. Just saying, he can do marriages.
Well, here's a little known fact that you don't know. I am too.
Wow.
So I like that because I can marry you or I can bury you. It's your choice.
There you go. WTG Brenda. Is that way to go?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's mine. LOL says Driveway Workshop.
As
am I. Harneal Media is also an ordained minister.
Gosh, that's probably been 20 years ago that I got that. I got the certificate and all that stuff.
Yep. Portal Woodworks also. Yep. He has performed weddings and funerals. Mm-hmm. Universal Life Church.
Yep.
Amazing.
Jim Dockrell knows what it's all about. Hey, Jim. Happy New Year to you.
Here.
Happy New Year to you.
Did you slip in here earlier, Jim, or is this the first time we're seeing you?
That's the first time I've seen him in here.
Okay. Well, welcome, Jim. Always welcome.
He snuck in.
Do we have any mods in the house to keep him in line? Because he gets kind of...
Oh, he's fine. You worry way too much about Jim.
He can get out of control. Well, that's the thing, he'll the 20 comments will be fine, but then the 21st one, he'll be like, oh dear, here he goes.
Jim is my twin brother from another mother.
We love him. We love.
Our wavelengths are really pretty close to being on the same track.
That's a high accomplishment. If there's anyone even remotely similar to you.
Right. That's right.
Oh
my. Well, we've been going for about an hour here.
Yeah.
You reckon it's about time to roll up the carpet and call it a night, or you got some other stuff you want to throw out there to folks?
I think we could wrap it up if yeah, that's fine. 'Cause, you
Jim Dockrell said something to you out there in the chat.
man, panties in a knot again.
Oh, well, I've had a really good time talking to everybody this evening. And hey, if I hit that lottery, it's been nice knowing y'all.
Oh, if I hit the lottery, you won't know it until about a month after all the paperwork and my trust is built. And then if you see something like, Generic Trust Incorporated won the lottery, the Powerball, that's probably Matt.
I won't say nothing to nobody about it. If I happen to win it, the next thing you know, Brenda will be living in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh,
I'm gonna be an hour from Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg down there, right close to the Smoky Mountains. I love the mountains. I'm thinking, man, it's calling my name. I can hear it calling my name.
you'll know I win if on my live stream there's a large man with dark sunglasses standing right there with his hand on the pistol guarding me, because I'm getting bodyguards if I win.
You talk about the bodyguards, but I just don't see me needing a bodyguard.
Well, you get those crazies. You get those crack infested people. Brenda's got the money. I need crack.
I have had crazy people come after me all my life, and I've always been able to win it. So, I'm thinking they can't bring anything that I ain't already seen or dealt with before, and I'm scarier than they are.
You don't get mad, you get stabbing. So
yeah, I have my ways of getting even. And if I'm sitting there on that kind of money, believe me, I'll be able to get even a lot quicker.
it'd be fun. It'd be fun.
Yeah, Jim Bashir says he was down there last weekend, didn't want to come home. Yeah, that when I was a kid, we used to go on vacations. And
you talking about Tennessee? Where is he talking?
Yeah,
okay,
Tennessee. And when we go on vacation, we go through Gatlinburg either on the way down to Florida or on the way back. I loved the mountains. I didn't want to leave the mountains when we were there. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful, relaxing, tranquil. And I can't think of a better place to spend the rest of my life. Now, I probably do a little bit of travel and, go a few places once the dogs and stuff are out of the picture here. But, that would be a really great place to spend the rest of your life. And yeah, I'd be, setting up a staff to take care of things because, I want to just be able to enjoy my time. I don't want to be doing housework.
That's right. You can pay people to do the minutia in your life.
Yeah.
They'll do it all. They'll do the cleaning. They'll do the bookkeeping. They'll do
the yard work. And with the cement pond, I'd get me a pool boy. Don't think I wouldn't have me a pool boy. And I would be interviewing him personally.
I have no doubt.
And when my girlfriends would come over, we'd be enjoying the view from the deck, watching the pool boy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Old ladies might not be able to have, do a whole lot, but boy, we sure can still check it out.
You'll fight over who gets to oil him up next.
That's right.
Because he can't get sunburn when he's servicing the pool.
That's right.
Bortles' drinking glass is empty.
Oh my goodness.
Fill it.
Diana liked that idea. She's about the pool boy too. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, no.
Has certain requirements have got to be met on the pool boy. Jim Bashir says he was talking to his uncle and showed him the family tree. There's not many branches on it. Does it fork at all?
When people's titles are like, there's Aunt's sister.
Uncle, Grandpa, Dad.
Not good. Not good.
Well, listen, it's been fun talking to everybody. I hope you come and see me Saturday night over on Russ's channel on Simply Wooden Creations. We'll be on his panel, Matt and I. And then on Sunday night, I'll be doing my live stream with CJ, the Traveling Man. So come back over here to my channel on Sunday night and see us there. And then Monday night, Matt will be having his show over on his channel.
All things YouTube channel. Yep.
And so, yeah. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you can get filled up on me, Matt.
I'll get you through the week.
Well, we're trying to fill up YouTube as best we can.
I'll be on Awesome Wood Things. I'll be on Piano Awesome. I'll be on Awesome Fun Things.
So, with all that being said, we'll wish you a Happy New Year, and we'll see you here on the interwebs. Night, y'all.
Happy New Year. Good night.